Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I just want to share with you my thoughts, my observations of what's happening in the rental market at the moment, the residential rental market, apartments, houses, homes, villas here in Romania. Typically in Bucharest we get around 70-75% of the nation's transactions take place here, and the remaining 25% is shared across a great many cities. So what you see in Bucharest is really a kind of macrocosm of what you see in the rest of the country. Many landlords are tending to be, let's say, you're trying to be oblivious to the impacts of COVID-19 and the effects of the pandemic, both in 2020 and as we go ahead towards 2021. The same thing. So landlords are saying, I don't mind waiting a few more weeks or even a few more months to rent an apartment. But what the reality of what's actually happening is we've got many more offers than there are clients looking for those offers. So you see a dramatic increase. First of all, there are two impacts. There's a dramatic increase in competition. So in other words, for any given property, you've got many more to choose from. There's a shortage of foreign nationals in Romania at the moment, as many of them are returned home. Let's say the expat community and the oil industry and some of the IT experts that are coming from overseas and many other industries. They're currently not present in Romania, so you're heading back towards a more domestic market where you've got more, aim more at the Romanians. So there's that impact. And the third and most important impact is that people's incomes are affected anywhere from 20 to 100%. I mean, there's almost nobody that has not been affected in some way by this pandemic. Therefore, if just at the root cause, people's spending power is dramatically reduced. Yes, there's some savings because people are not going out so much anymore, but still, the core source, the income, is dramatically reduced, and people are working from home, or people have lost their jobs. There's significant impact on that. So if landlords don't make a dramatic shift in what they're expecting, in other words, a pandemic type reaction, you're simply not going to find the results you're looking for. So there are two approaches to being a landlord at this present moment. You can either sit tight and wait, and hopefully it doesn't affect you. Hopefully it will all blow over, and you might find that that tenant willing to pay the full asking price. But basically, you're massively reducing your market share when you do that. There are clients that will pay that, but they're much rarer, much less common. So you're going to wait a lot longer for that same effect. Or you take a drastic action and reduce the rent by 20% or even more. But certainly you need to be thinking about, at least for the 12-month period, a drop of 20% or that kind of ballpark. Small numbers, a few percent here, a few percent there, make no difference at all. You can help yourself by taking off the add-ons like car parking, including free car parking. You can take those things off, which will help you, and just rent it for the basic price. And then if the tenant wants to have the parking, you can include that or whatever. That's always helpful to do. But after you've done that, if that hasn't worked, then it's time to take a brave pill and think about a significant reduction, at least for the next 12 months. And the way I think about this mentally, my image of this mentally is you've got a shop full of products which are overpriced according to the market by 20 or 30%, let's say, hypothetically, on the shelf. And this horde of clients is walking past the door, straight past your shop onto the next shop. Those clients are not coming back to your shop. They've been past, they've done their shopping, they've moved on with the solution. All you can work with is the follow-on clients, the clients that come after them. But for every week you wait, or for every month you wait, you're losing that many hundreds of euros. So a better approach may be to say, rather than wait 5 months in a typical year to get the rent that you want, you're only then going to get 7 months of rent income in that 1 year period. Or if you take a 2-year window, let's say all of 2020 and all of 2021, you might wait 6 months, 8 months, and you get 18 months of rent instead of 24. But rather than waiting that 6 months, if you drop the rent by 15 or 20%, then you're only losing 15 or 20% of the 2 years' rent. In other words, you're losing 4 or 5 months, let's say 5 months, not 6 months. So it's still cheaper to drop the rent by 20% than to lose 6 months out of 18, out of 24, I mean. So to lose 6 months out of 24 and keep 18 months of rent, in other words, 3/4 of the period you've had an income, and 1/4, 25%, you've lost that. So you're losing 25% anyway. Whereas if you just drop the rent by, let's say, 20%, theoretically, your audience is much wider, much wider. So if you take, let's pick a typical example, a €500 apartment, 20% drop of that is €100 off. It's a big difference. It's €400 or 395 or somewhere there. The market for a €500 apartment that we're willing to pay 400 is a lot bigger than the market that's willing to pay the full 500. I mean, tens of orders of magnitude difference. And if you take a €700 apartment, 20% of that is €140 discount. In other words, 560, 550, 560 euros plays 700. It's a very different marketplace requesting 560 than 700. You have a lot more choice of client. Therefore, in theory, you can rent the place much quicker. So, in my opinion, certainly from what we've seen from hundreds of offers that we've got had on our site or have currently on our site over the past, let's say, 9 months, I've noticed this stubbornness on the part of owners to hang on in there for grim death and pretend that the whole thing's blowing over. But what we're seeing now as we head towards 2021, it's not blowing over, and it's for sure going to be with us for a very good proportion of next year, if not all of next year. So this approach of burying one's head in the sand hasn't had the effect that people hoped for, and I think now is the time to seriously consider, for a short-term window, it's not forever. I mean, if you look at a 10-year window, having 1 year of 20% discounted rent is immeasurably small on the overall 10-year picture. But it's, in my opinion, better to take that on the chin as early as possible so that you can rent your property as quickly as possible. It's not sitting empty. I mean, the worst case would be to sit empty for a year and lose a whole year of rent and then reduce it by 20%. Then you've lost from both ends. So better to take the decision early, make the reduction as much as you feel able to, and just get your property rented. Don't forget your taxes will be reduced if your income is reduced anyway, and your void period is reduced, and you're not paying the bills while the place is empty. And you've got cold months now, so don't forget your bills are going to be quite expensive relative to the summer period. And these are all savings that you make, which are offset by this 20% loss. So hopefully this helps you, and I wish you good luck, and please like and subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.